All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Welcome to a special video. Jesse's Brick Galaxy here. And I have my newest mock in front of me. It is a spoiler from Loki, the series on Disney Plus. So if you haven't seen Loki, you might want to tune away. If you have, it's a small Easter egg, basically. Literally small. But brief and exciting as it is. It was something I wanted to make out of Lego. I haven't seen too many people. Basically, if you're following Loki, there's a bunch of variant Lokis, a bunch of multiverse Lokis. One includes an alligator Loki. So, Loki Gator and a bunch of Easter eggs appeared near episode 5, and they show a bunch of things in this void, right? And one of them happens to be THROG. THROG is a combination of Thor turning into a frog, and it was done in the comics. Thor issue 365, 364. They include that in the Easter egg of the Loki episode. And I had to make my version out of Lego, right? Because that's what I do. So here it is in all its glory. It's glorious. Its glorious purpose is to be on display. But during this video, we're going to do a little frog dissection, or THROG dissection, if you will. So I may call this video Dissecting THROG. So you can see how I made it and what it's all about. So let's talk about it as it is before I take it apart. The last thing I made for it was this really cool base. I started with the head, then the body, then the legs, and then I thought it was so cool. I got to keep it around for a while. It has to have its own stand so you can see it, and it holds it up, right? It's a mech, and the legs will be articulate. We'll show later in the video, and they hold together pretty well with mixel joints, but mixel joints don't completely lock into place. So you have to be careful when you set it down. But this is locked into place with just a couple of studs behind the feet into this stand. Like I said, it almost looks like, I don't know the brand, Hot Toys, action figures, but it looks like it's on an action figure stand. And it's not square. My purpose with the stand was to not make it square. I wanted it to look like a rock, like he's standing on a rock, and then also to give a tease of the Loki episode. The THROG they show in there is in a jar buried underground. But this would be as if, what if THROG escaped the jar from Loki, came up through the ground with Mjolnir, the hammer, and is ready to have his own action show. Disney Plus. Let's see the adventures of THROG. All right, so here is THROG. Like I said, it's on a stand. It's all a rock base. I had to build it several directions. It's completely 360 molded, sculpted, if you will, with Lego, so that it looks like dirt and rock, and it, as if he came out of this rock from underground. So let us take a closer look. And I will put THROG in front of the camera momentarily, if I can. And show you that he does stand up on his own. There's a piece left over. I'll pry that off, and we'll take a closer look at THROG, and we'll take a closer look at this platform. It's completely flat on the bottom, but round in shape, and slopes all around 360, giving it this just like organic, like freshly dug up dirt look. All right, so poor THROG, we're gonna dissect him now. I'm gonna put him down, and we'll show some articulation before we completely take him apart, right? So he's posable in, his arms move, so I can put his arm up, I can put the hammer down, I can kick his leg way up here, way up there, like a jumping motion, and the torso can spin or pivot, if you will. There's all the way to the right. It goes all the way around. It's basically a one stud connection, so I can completely turn him around 360. So you have mixal joints in the legs, at the hip. You have mixal joints at the knee, and I have a different joint. Oh, here's that extra Lego. I'll pull that off. So this is how I was keeping him on the stand. I used these studs on the side to connect to the back of his feet, which give him a little more stability. Actually, as you can see, he won't like stand up easily anymore. Whoa! I can get him to stand. All right, let me put this piece down, and this piece is on the other. Those were like sitting right there and there, so I remember what I'm doing. All right, back to THROG. So he also has a little bit of articulation in the head, so it's just loosely sitting in this slot, and it just kind of rocks. You can kind of do a head nod, rocking and rolling forward and back. Doesn't really twist. There is a really cool cape before we completely dissect him on the back that is dark red. It is from the Chirrut Star Wars guy, the constructible like figurine guy. He's the blind Jedi in Star Wars Rebels. So I used that for the cape, twisted it up in a different formation and studded it down. Hopefully you can still see that when I'm holding everything up like this. I'm gonna go ahead and put him down on the dissection table and see if we can get the camera up close without me in the shot, and we'll take a little closer look at THROG. So yeah, he's laying on the table there. Let's get the camera down like that. And if we put him like right there. Poor THROG. He had a good run until he entered Jesse's Brick Galaxy. All right. We're going to have fun with him, though. As far as I know, out there, there are not many Lego THROGs. So I'm happy to show this off and dissect it a bit if you want to try to build your own. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pull the arm off. Just fell off. The torso comes apart at the belt. like so. And the belt is a unique piece that I had to invent with that jumper piece. That's the clear. And then there's like the backpack piece around those, holding a jumper plate and a single tile to show a belt. Almost round. I mean, it's pretty round, right? When it's around his waist. More so than the square body that I have here. So here are the frog legs. So we have frog legs. You can do a little, I can show off the articulation without him falling apart now because he is in part apart. So I gotta be careful that you can see all this. Let me check the camera angle again. Can you see the belt in the frame? Yes. Okay. All right. So so we have our frog legs. People are giving me nice comments that they like how I did the toes. The toes are the coral piece, like seaweed. I like it. I think I call it seaweed because it's like a swampy green plant feature in most like underwater scenes or whatnot. And it has 4 strands, or 4 toes, if you will. So it really worked out best for the frog toes, pointing out in different directions. And to make it look like a foot, he has armor on. So I just, gave him like a shin guard, and then like a coat, like a sandal almost, right? That covers up the top of the foot, but leaves the toes hanging out. Hopefully that's showing up good on the camera. So there's a clip hinge, a hinge right there in the ankle. So his foot can actually be posed in different, like if you were jumping, I could put the ankles way down and have like this crazy action shot. But I'd need a completely different stand. Anyway, it's really cool, right? So we have the frog legs. What else we got? So I showed you there's mixels here. There's mixels in the knee. There's mixels in the hip. And there's a hinge in the ankle. And I showed the seaweed. I'm going to call it seaweed. The seaweed feet or toes, if you will. The rest of it's pretty basic. I just used a bracket to put these little like the balls on the armor, and just I had to monkey around with the configuration, which way to put the bracket, upwards, downwards, and this is what worked out best. All right. There's no really reason to dissect the frog other than for the purpose of this show. We'll pull a leg off, show you the mixel joint. It's a ball joint. And there is the dissected frog legs. And body. Yeah, we'll do a complete dissection here. Is that off the camera now? That's kind of off the camera. Okay, let's get this. That's that. This. There, you can see the legs. Poor THROG. Getting dissected on camera. All right, so that should be pretty good for the camera now. So we have our leg and our hips. and her frog legs dissected. I'll go ahead and pull the rest of the arms off, I guess. Show Mjolnir here. I figured out that a big fig hand was just about the right size, and how they kind of portray THROG in the comics. Like I said, it's popular right now from the Loki TV show, but it's also a comic accurate creation. So you see that he's holding just a bar, and the bar's holding pieces to make a hammer. It's not completely square. It's a 1x2, but it does the job and is not super heavy, so it falls, breaks his arm. So we have a big fig hand. That's from a Hulk that had purple pants and lime green skin, and you can twist the wrist all the way around. You can turn the elbow on a ball joint again. You can also twist it 90 degrees and then turn it downwards a different angle. And the shoulder is also on a ball joint, and kind of has like an armor up over the shoulder blade to help hold that piece down and give it a finished look on top. So that is Mjolnir and the right arm of THROG. There we go. That works, right? That should be on camera. We'll pull this other dissection. So here's his other arm. Same features. You see the big fig hand. You see I just added a Technic brick with a pin connection. And in the comics, he has kind of a wristband around his wrist. So the wristband is red, and it's not completely all the way around, but it does the trick here on camera or from a distance. From if I pose him the right direction, you can't really see that big brick behind there, but you see all the lime green skin in the forearm and the bicep of the arm. I should have got my anatomy. I got to make sure I get my anatomy right here on Dissecting THROG. So there's another arm, and you see the cape splayed out. We're going to go ahead and remove the head. You should have gone for the head. So the head, I forget. I should have practiced this. Let's see here. This might be tricky because there's a ball joint in there that I pulled off. It didn't even come apart. It's so strong. That's all right. That's plated in there. And you'll see that the cape is also studded down into the torso. The armor piece that's dark blue, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So I'm going to have to take there's also part of the cape held on in the back. So I have the cape. It's a weird cape piece. But if I just take this off of the head, here we go. So that's holding it upwards and gives it more of a draped down cape look. Otherwise this cape just kind of flops around back here and it doesn't like splay out. So all this is from the studs in the Lego connection. And now you can see that the head and the torso are completely separate. I guess we'll talk about the torso some more. It's got this cape feature on it. I'm not gonna, now that I got that off like that, I'm not gonna take it apart anymore. But you can see that I built it upside down. The studs are downward, and then you also notice on the hip that the studs are upward. So we did a reverse connection here with this 1x1 round with the bar coming upward, and another 1x1. So that's how it sits around the belt when the belt's in there, and you can see that it's just a really fragile one stud connection, but it works, right? I was like, that works, and it turns. So why why experiment anymore? So there's the hip connection and the torso and the cape. Again, it's built upside down because the dark blue slope here underneath the armpit gives it a nice torso look, but like armor and muscles. But I only had slopes, not inverted slopes. So to get the inverted slope, I had to build it upside down. So that's a clever technique. If you need a slope in a certain color and they don't make it, build it upside down and then try to sub-build the thing, switch it back to normal somehow. And how I did that was I had a belt connection there, and the belt hides that one stud connection pivot point in the armor. And yeah, another key feature and piece usage are these 2x2 round inverted tiles, or they're the ones that slide around. You can put them underneath your mocks. To get those to fit in there, I made a Technic hole pin holder, and then you can put a stud in a pin holder. And I put the stud in there, and then you can put the stud in the middle of a 2x2, and it just fits right on there. So, all right. The rest of THROG is going to be the head and the helmet, right? So the key features in the head and the helmet are the eyes and the feathered helmet. The eyes were critical to get right, and that's where I started. I put the printed eye from some sort of lizard or Lord of the Rings character into these balloon pieces, if you will. They're round 2x2 or plant holders, and there's connections in there that I will try to show you. And then the feathers are held together with droid arms. The mouth is kind of looks like a snake because it is, but the snake eyes are actually right about where THROG's nostrils would be. So the way that I have it built, the eyes of the snake are more like nostrils for a frog. And the mouth is on a like a bar and clip, so I can actually open his mouth, and just that much because it's on a bar and clip, so I can make him talk a little bit there. Whoop. And then his jaw falls off because we are dissecting THROG today. So if I press it too far down, you see that that bar and clip technique underneath his jaw. Only allows for a little bit of play. All right, we might completely dissect him here. So there goes a jaw. We took an eye off, but let's try to just take a few of the helmet pieces off to show you the rest, so he doesn't completely fall apart. So I'll take this piece off the top. There's just like a center sloped piece there, held together with one stud, overlapping other 2x stud sloped connections. Sorry if that was off camera. I took this off, and it sits right there. And the side ones here, the 2x2, they're on a hinge that I can open up, open up his brain, through his helmet and show you the inside of his brain. This is funny. So there's that studded connection to hold the top of his helmet. The rest of it is brick built sideways or whatnot, just to hide the rest of it. You see the droid arms. Let's take one more piece off. There we go. See the droid arms here, and I think I can pull one off there pretty easy. So there's the droid arm connected to the feathered wing of his hat, and I'll go ahead and put this down because it's just going to be crazy showing it all dissected. And we had taken this eyeball off before and showed people the eye and the printed eye. And we'll try to lay it out like, let's see, that's part of the helmet. All right, so you got the frog's brains here, where THROG has some, I don't know, I want to call them jumpers now. They're 1x1 clear pieces that have the bar going up. And then these ones have the bent bar, the jumper. I call it from the DC minifigures, the jumper thing. They're inside of a headlight brick right here. That's all hidden by the helmet. And there it is, folks. A dissection of THROG. Let's see what it looks like. I'll lay down here. I think you got to show them like that, right? Let's see. Let me see what that looks like on camera. Oh my gosh. Poor THROG. He's completely dismembered. Wow. All right. That was simple enough that I think I could rebuild him on camera and put him back together, but I like the dissected look now that I have it apart. Darn it. I might actually leave that and take a picture. So what else? If you like what you see, and you're a Lego enthusiast, go ahead and follow me. Let me move the camera. There we go. Follow me at jessesbrickgalaxy. I do a lot of Lego builds, and this was like a 1-week project I did for a challenge. Brick Huntress is challenging everybody monthly throughout the year with a Let's Build. It's a hashtag on Instagram. So go ahead and go find Brick Huntress, and this is going to be revealed with a bunch of other artists building magical things. So the hashtag was Let's Build Some Magic, and I thought, what could be more magical than a frog, a magical frog that is also Thor, who is also magical, like god powers, magical hammer, all kinds of things magical about this. And people are doing Harry Potter, and people are doing other magic, Scarlet Witch, real magicians, and other things in Lego form. So go check that out, and otherwise check me out, Jesse's Brick Galaxy, and I'm on Instagram a lot, and a few things on YouTube. I do a build series with my friends Iceberg Bricks and Agents of Mock every month. We challenge ourselves to a 90-minute challenge. It's like a mini Lego Masters series live on YouTube. That is on Iceberg Bricks. And then I also host a spoiler show for shows like Loki. We will be doing the finale breakdown and review and spoiler review with a few friends. This is going to be tomorrow, Sunday, July 18th or whatever it is, 19th. And that'll be a lot of fun to talk about the finale of Loki And movies are back. I saw Black Widow in a movie theater. So that's just kind of bonkers. We had a crazy pandemic that locked everyone inside, and now we're getting back to normal. So go see a movie theater. Go follow my friends, Iceberg Bricks, and Agents Amok and Brick Huntress on YouTube and or Instagram. And I'm going to take a picture of THROG here, dissected, oh my gosh, and do a post and see what kind of reactions I get. So I hope you liked the video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. And if you like my content, give me a subscribe. No pressure. It's all for fun. No monetization. It's just a hobby that's gone a little obsessively crazy with me, but that's how it goes. It's a slippery slope, and we love to do it. It's so much fun. So I hope you like dissecting Lego THROG, and tune in soon for some more Lego City updates from Jesse's Brick Galaxy.